The lineup for the Gold Cup competition: U8 Mr. Pringles, Scott Pierce. The U1 Miss Budweiser, Tom Deeth. Circus Circus, the U31, Chip Hanauer. U146 Miss Easter Seal, Stephen David. Hulset Miss Mazda, U6, Mike Hansen. U2 Oh Boy Oberto, George Woods Jr. U10 Larry Lauterbach in Winston Eagle. U3 the Cooper's Express, Mitch Evans.
The Cooper's Express, Mitch Evans, Larry Lauterbach and Winston Eagle, the two alternate boats, will not start. They're off the course. 6 boats head for the starting line in the 1989 Gold Cup.
And there is your start. On the inside is the Hulset Miss Mazda. Mike Hansen driving that boat hard. On the second lane, it is the Miss Budweiser. Tommy Deeth out of Fairhaven, Michigan, trying to challenge for the lead now as they go down into the first turn.
I'll tell you one thing, Dick. Coming up about 4th place as they crossed the line was the Circus Circus. All of a sudden, the tail went down. Chip Hanauer has a problem. The Circus Circus is down and out of the race.
Look at the battle up front. Mike Hansen on the inside, the blue and white. Hulset Miss Mazda on the outside to the left of your screen. In the center now, it is the red and white Miss Budweiser. Bernie Little out of Lakeland, Florida, looking for that elusive Gold Cup. If this boat right here takes the win today, Tommy Deeth would win his 2nd Gold Cup. Now look at Oh Boy Oberto riding in 3rd place. Remember, George Woods Jr. last year on this course took the win. He knows that he's got a shot out here, especially with a turbine boat, the Miss Budweiser, leading.
Anything can happen with the turbines. Cross your fingers, you'll hear the gremlins. As our lead boat is Miss Budweiser, driver Tommy Deeth from Fairhaven, Michigan. 138.610 mile an hour, not too shabby. When we talk about 200 mile an hour speeds, as we have throughout the day, remember that's straightaway speeds. The averages that flash on the screen is the overall average, counting slowing down for the turns.
And there you can see the Miss Budweiser has opened up a good portion of the course. 2nd place now, a little bit off the pace, is the Hulset Miss Mazda, and George Woods Jr. on the outside is trying to pass him. So there's the battle right now. It's for 2nd place. There's the boat that holds it, but just by about half a boat length. Still in the lead and operating flawlessly thus far, and I bet you he's got his fingers and his toes and everything else he can crossed as he pilots that turbine engine in salt water, just hoping above hope that this will be a Gold Cup run.
Look at this battle for 2nd. Hulset Miss Mazda losing ground. Oh boy, Oberto. George Woods takes over 2nd place. The Hulset Miss Mazda drops back to 3rd.
Traditionally, the turbines have had problems with salt water, and this is a saltwater course, so George Woods Jr. is right now in a position that if this turbine engine on the Miss Budweiser develops any sort of problems, he would be able to move back up into 1st place. And this is the guy that won the race here last year.
What surprises me is the Mr. Pringles, as we look at the Circus Circus down there on the front chute, as Chip Hanauer will not win his 8th consecutive. He has had 7, and boy, I don't know if that record will ever be equaled. But as we were talking, Mr. Pringles had no problems today. I don't know what happened, but Mr. Pringles is out there, but not going as fast as he had in previous heats.
2nd place is Oh Boy Oberto, and look at the run he's got. It's a good one. You can see now the distance between 2nd and 3rd place. The blue and white Hulset Miss Mazda boat. Mike Hansen driving that one, has a good run going for him. And a great run is for the Miss Budweiser right now, out in the lead, 123.4. Slowed it down a little bit. There's no sense trying to push the equipment further than it has to be pushed at this point, because there's too many other gremlins that can get into a turbine engine on salt water, as we've pointed out.
We're getting word from the pit area from Mark Spencer that they changed the wing attitude on Mr. Pringles, and it's gluing the boat to the water. That's why she's not performing here in the final.
Boy, you get into ultra-high tech when you talk about the unlimited hydroplanes of today. 2nd place with a reciprocating engine. That is Oh Boy Oberto, the big Rolls-Royce engine in that boat. There's Mr. Pringles now riding in 4th place, Scott Pierce. There you can see how that back end is glued down.
You got it. That's for sure.
Wait a minute. What's happening here?
Hey, the Miss Budweiser. The tail is going down. Could it repeat history? Would Oh Boy Oberto come and win twice in a row? Not only that, but take the Gold Cup. He's going to challenge. The Budweiser has gone from 138 down to 122 and is slowing down more. Look at this as they come off of corner number 2. They've only got 3/4 of a lap to go, and this Gold Cup is history.
And George Woods Jr. is coming up on the outside right now. The Miss Budweiser has developed a problem. George Woods Jr. is going to pass him on the final straightaway. They just have about a quarter of a mile to go. And it's George Woods Jr., the crowd going absolutely crazy out here. They certainly didn't expect this.
Look out! Here comes the Bud again. A surge of power. He's going to pull even on the back chute. 1/2 a lap to go. Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Neck and neck as they come down now with the checkered flag in view here on Mission Bay. It's going to be George Woods Jr. on the outside. Budweiser found a little more power. Tommy Deeth was able to get a little bit more to the throttle. He's got the lead for the moment.
Drive pair. You can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's going to be a Gold Cup win for Tommy Deeth. And look at the Budweiser crew. There's tears. I've never seen such charged emotion. I don't know what happened. Losing power, gaining power, and you got to put your heart out for this guy. Boy, what a competitor he is. But the Gold Cup goes to Miss Budweiser. We'll be back with the winner in just a moment.
There is the Gold Cup, and it will soon be in the possession of the Miss Budweiser crew. Bernie Little, the owner, Tom Deeth, the driver. Let's go down to Mark Spencer in the pits.
Bernie Little, a tremendous win for the Budweiser camp.
Well, it certainly was, Mark. I guess you've seen in the last lap there, we were running out of gas. We couldn't figure it. We thought it was the salt water, but we were actually running out of gas. And when he got it on straight on the turn, it just was dying. And when he got it straight, he just stood on it. Thank God we had enough to finish.
Tommy Deeth, what went through your mind when the Alberto pulled up alongside?
Oh, when he passed me, I says, no, not now, and it was dying, you know, and I was shaking it around, and I didn't know if it was out of gas or what was going on, but I was sure glad when it took off. I says, I'm going to get to the finish line before that Alberto one way or the other, if I'm going to carry it over.
Any special significance in knowing that you guys were the ones who ended Chip Hanauer's streak?
Well, I was the one that stopped Bill Muncy in '76 from tying Garwood, but he later went on to do that, and I'm sure Chip will go on and tie Bill Muncy sooner or later. He's probably going to end up with about 12 or 14, but I'm going to try and get to 8 before he does.
Tommy Deeth, the winning driver in the Miss Budweiser, here the HFC National High Points as we head to Las Vegas, Nevada for the final race of the year.
Mark Spencer, I don't know when I've seen such an exciting conclusion of a race for the Gold Cup. Tommy Deeth wins his first Gold Cup since 1976 when he won it for George Simon and Miss U.S. Strangely enough, the crew chief, Ronnie Brown, was his crew chief at that time, 76. They both repeat victors here 13 years later. And the first Gold Cup for Bernie Little was in this town 20 years ago.
Jim, my heart's still thumping, I'll tell you. And I know Bernie Little and Tom Deeth is also. But you know, your heart's got to go out to Chip Hanauer.
You
Tough break for the Circus team. He came in here looking for his 8th Gold Cup win, set the top time in qualifying, looked like he was going to be tough. They just had some problems and couldn't get it done.
Well, also the fact that they were running out of gas. Both the Miss Budweiser, who got across the finish line in first place, and the old boy Alberto with George Woods Jr., he ran out of gas, had to be towed back.
Just before the start of the final, Tommy Deeth said to me, hey, Mark, this is not a boat race. This is a marathon. It's just a survival contest. He survived.
No doubt about it. And he survives now because one more race to go. He has a 1,493-point lead with 1,600 possible points. He could wrap up a 4th consecutive World Championship for Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser. And that'd be the first time in history that that's ever happened.
A near-perfect season for the Budweiser team. To win the Gold Cup, to stop Chip Hanauer's streak, and to win a national championship. You just can't ask for any better than that.
On behalf of Dick Crippen, Mark Spencer, I'm Jim Hendrick from the Gold Cup in San Diego. So long.
The HFC American Hydroplane Series has been brought to you by Household Finance Corporation, America's financial resource. Pringles, the fever reliever. And by Fruit of the Loom, America's #1 activewear brand. We fit America. A promotional consideration has been provided by Continental Airlines. Fly Continental Airline to over 80 U.S. and 45 international destinations, including new daily service to Tokyo. Continental, working to be your choice to the world. And by the San Diego Princess, a Princess Cruises Resort, 43-acre island paradise with boating, swimming, tennis, and great restaurants overlooking Mission Bay. Call for your reservations. This has been a production of IPI Sports in association with ESPN.